Welcome back to longevity. Okay, let's dive right into today's explainer because we are talking about a scenario that is literally a nightmare. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're fast asleep, and suddenly this agonizing, blinding pain rips through your calf or the arch of your foot. Your muscle just locks up into a hard, rigid knot, leaving you completely helpless, gasping for air and trying desperately to stretch it out in the dark.
Now, millions of us just brush this off, right? We blame random muscle fatigue, or maybe we think we just walked a bit too much that day. But the science actually reveals a totally different story. These excruciating midnight spasms are driven by very specific cellular imbalances that peak exactly while you're trying to rest. And here's the crucial thing. If you're over the age of 40, 50, or 60, these nighttime leg cramps aren't just some annoying inconvenience. They are actually a direct, urgent physiological cry for help from your nervous and vascular systems.
So why exactly do your muscles betray you in the dark? Today, we're breaking down the exact biological mechanics behind this 3 a.m. agony. And more importantly, I'm going to share a dead simple 2-minute bedtime protocol to eliminate these leg cramps forever.
Let's start with Section 1, the electrical misfire.
To solve this midnight mystery, we really have to look at how delicate nerve signals interact with your muscle fibers. You see, every single muscle contraction you make is controlled by an electrical system and is fueled by ionized minerals, specifically magnesium, potassium, calcium, and sodium. The catch is, as we cross 40, our blood circulation naturally slows down, and our bodies simply become way less efficient at processing these vital nutrients.
Think about what happens when you sleep. You lie perfectly still for hours, blood starts pooling in your lower extremities, and your overall hydration drops. Because your cells are getting dehydrated and are severely lacking those essential minerals, the delivery system for fresh nutrients essentially stalls out completely.
And because of this dehydration and mineral depletion, the motor neurons in your spinal cord get super hyper-excitable. Basically, they begin to fire these erratic, totally uncontrolled electrical bursts right down into your calves and feet, forcing the muscle to violently contract without your permission.
But that chemical imbalance is really only half the story. Let's look at Section 2, the structural trap.
It turns out sleeping with your toes pointed downward, a very common position known as plantar flexion, actually physically shortens the calf muscle for hours at a time. It sets up this invisible neurological trap.
This prolonged shortening triggers a specialized nervous system reflex called the muscle spindle loop. Your brain basically misinterprets this shortened state as, uh-oh, the muscle is stretching dangerously. So, what does the brain do? It panics. It responds by sending an emergency reflex command to slam the muscle into a full, agonizing contraction just to protect itself.
So, how do we fix it? That brings us to Section 3, the 2-minute bedtime protocol.
The fix here is a dual bedtime protocol designed to physically shield your muscles and recalibrate those nerves before your head even hits the pillow. Step 1 is a mechanical lengthening sequence performed right next to your bed. It's super easy. Stand facing a wall, about 2 feet away. Step your right leg back, keeping your heel firmly flat on the floor and the leg completely straight, while you bend your left knee forward into the wall. You're going to roll this exact position for 30 seconds. Absolutely no bouncing. Then, switch sides and repeat.
You're going to feel a really deep structural stretch right down your calf muscle and Achilles tendon. This simple movement is brilliant because it resets that muscle spindle loop. It signals your brain that the tissue is fully lengthened and relaxed, which completely neutralizes that midnight reflex trap. Okay, step 2 is the extracellular mineral reset. About 30 minutes before bed, you actually want to avoid chugging plain water. Plain water just dilutes your body's electrolyte concentration, which can actually make your nighttime cramps worse. Kind of counterintuitive, right? Instead, you're going to craft a mineral reset. Mix just 4 ounces of warm water with either 150 milligrams of high-absorption magnesium glycinate or a tablespoon of pure blackstrap molasses, which is naturally packed with organic potassium and calcium.
This concoction acts as a natural cellular brake system. Because magnesium glycinate is highly bioavailable, it directly stabilizes the electrical membrane of those hyper-excitable motor neurons. Essentially, it puts the brakes on that random electrical firing while you sleep.
Listen, you do not have to live in fear of waking up in absolute agony. Your nights should be a sanctuary of deep, uninterrupted healing.
By taking literally just 2 minutes before bed to mechanically lengthen your calf fibers and balance your cellular minerals, you silence the exact nervous system errors that trigger all that pain.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this. How will you change your evening code to let your vitality thrive, protect your muscles, and take control tonight so you can walk your path in absolute wellness tomorrow? Stay blessed, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.